your boy. Let us pray. Hope you're having a blessed and prosperous day. I'm trying not to block my Falcon here, but um, I like this setup for my bird. I'm gonna go back to my stream yard maybe later this evening and stream some Monday Night Football. But it's good to see you. Let me start off with a prayer, Lord. Lord, you're good and your mercy endure forever. Thank you, God, for all your many blessings, Lord. Thank you for watching over us, keeping us. Thank you for healing our bodies. Thank you for attending to our needs. Thank you for all the great things that you do for us, all the little things you do for us. Waking us up every morning, keeping us safe from all danger, how you provide for us, how you protect us, how you keep on making ways, you keep opening doors. And we just want to ask that you would continue to look upon each and every one that's hurting on today. Those that need you, those that need to feel your love, ask that you would go and minister to them now and uplift them. Thank you for this opportunity, this platform, just to spread some love and to talk about something that's light, some entertainment, and hopefully be a light that shines in the midst of darkness. Thank you. We praise you for all things, and we thank you for this holiday. Thank you that your boy didn't have to go to work today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right, man. It's Victory Monday. Um, we here, bruh. We here. It's Victory Monday. Let me go ahead and light the bird. It is Victory Monday. Let me light the bird for you. All right. Yeah, man. They were asking me in the chat, where did you get that from last night? I got this from Foco.com. So if you want to get you one, go ahead to Foco and get you your favorite team. They got all the NFL teams. So you can get a bird too, or you can get a Bill, you can get a Raider. I don't know why you'd be getting a Raider right now, but you can get a lot. You can get your favorite team. What's happening, Jackson? What's happening, Puppet Master? Welcome in, welcome in. I just want to show some love to everybody in the chat. Um, like the stream, subscribe to the content. We got a giveaway coming once I hit 500 subscribers. So if you want to win a free NFL jersey, doesn't matter what fan you are of what team, you can have a chance to win. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. No gimmicks. What's happening, Lucy? Lucy says she will. Hi, how you doing? Jackson, appreciate you. Much love to you. I think we're about at 400 subscribers now. So we only got 100 subscribers to go until we do this jersey giveaway. I'm so excited. I wish we could get it done by this weekend, but I'm going to just be real. It might not happen by this weekend, but as soon as it does, I'm dropping it in the community post and I'll let you know when it's going down. It's gonna be a random giveaway, so y'all want to be here. Trust me, I'm gonna let y'all know. You don't want to miss it. It's gonna be live. Fortnite. I've never played Fortnite a day in my life. Unfortunately, I missed that boat. Your boy is 42 years old. I don't know what I would look like trying to play some Fortnite right now. um, I do. You know what? I play Call of Duty. I haven't played a long time though, but I might hop back on it a little bit just to probably rage and get my butt whooped at this point because I'm pretty rusty because the thumbs don't be thumbing like they used to. But yeah, much love to everybody in here. Much love, much love. We got Love Girl say go play Fortnite. Lucy said, my dad still plays Fortnite. Shout out to Lucy's dad. Still on the Fortnite. We got Juicebox saying hello, hello. Puppet Master said, me and my dad play Fortnite. Wow. Yeah, I just missed it, man. I missed the boat. I missed the boat. I'm not ashamed to say it. Um, but like I said, COD, Call of Duty, you can find me there a little bit. The Heat, send some love. Much love to you, Heat. Um, where's everybody from in here? Where's everybody from? Where's everybody from? Shout out your city, shout out your state. Let me see where everybody's from. What's happening, Omar? I'm from Texas. Lucy said, little girl said PA. Okay. Okay, we got any California? I'm from Cali. I'm from Cali. Yeah, I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan, but you representing California. Official ammo alchemist. I don't know what that means. Aha. Fort Worth, Texas. Okay. Kirko. That's right. Been a man since Michigan State. You got that right, Rusty. Welcome on in, Rusty. I'm going to California in September. Awesome. Lucy said Colorado. All right, all right. So we all over. Yeah, Hawthorne, California. That's south. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the Bay Area, so I'm Northern California. I got told that if you believe in Jesus, Jesus will believe in you. Come on, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even if you don't believe in Jesus, he still believes in you. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Oh man, we don't talk about the Bay like that, bro. Come on, man. Gotta keep it respectful. Gotta keep it respectful. I don't, keep it respectful. Um, I'm going to Jacksonville, Florida soon in November. Okay, man. Shout out to Jacksonville, Florida. Jackson said I'm from a small town in Texas. Okay, okay. So we spread all over the U.S. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Are we all sports fans in here? All football fans in here? Who we got? Shout out your football team if you're a football fan. I think I got a Falcon fan, a couple Falcon fans in here. If you didn't know, I'm a big time Falcon fan, and I love to do Atlanta Falcons content. Uh, San Francisco is in the Bay Area, but the Bay Area does not consist of solely San Francisco, if that makes sense. It's just a small portion of the Bay Area. Yeah. Texans and Falcons. Okay. So both your teams got a dub yesterday. Congrats, Jackson. Texans got a dub and the Falcons got a dub. My Falcons won 38-20 yesterday, beat the Carolina Panthers to improve to 4-2, 3-0 in the division. It's really exciting what Coach Raheem Morris is building in Atlanta, Flowery Branch, as it's known. And I don't play football myself. I'm actually a PE teacher. I'm a PE teacher at a local elementary school. Believe it or not. Shout out to my elementary school. We don't have school today. Uh, Today is Indigenous Peoples Day. Used to be known as Columbus Day, but they've renamed it to Indigenous Peoples Day. So, we got a holiday. Ooh, I don't even have a favorite rapper right now, to be honest with you. I don't really listen to rap, man. I'm definitely more of a gospel music, R&B type of guy, neo soul type of guy. But back in the day, my favorite rapper was Busta Rhymes. I don't know if y'all, I don't know if y'all know that guy. I don't know. Y'all might be too young. I don't know. Don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to share the stream. Remember, we are on a road, on a crusade, on a journey to 500 subscribers. I see we got 6 likes on the stream so far. We got 7 likes. Can we get it up to 10 likes? Can we get it up to 10 likes? We got over 20 people in the chat right now. Can we get up to 10 likes? I'm just wondering. We're going to get on this Atlanta Falcon game yesterday. We're going to talk some sports. Appreciate y'all showing me some love, though. We got a lot of love in the building. Juicebox said I like. Thank you, Juicebox. Eugene Bristol. He played in Halloween. Yes. He actually acts as well. Absolutely. John Cochran said, oh, yeah, I like Buster. Yes, sir. 403. Let's go. 97 to go, baby. My favorite rapper is Tupac. Okay, Tupac. Tupac was nice. We got 9 likes. Let's get one more for the double digit. I don't do gun content. I'm not against guns, but I just am not a gun person myself. We got 10. Let's go. Can we get 15? Do you do gun content? Yeah. I don't own any myself, but I got some friends that are heavy gun enthusiasts. Yeah, I got a lot of friends that are corrections officers, and they have a lot of guns. John Cocker said, I like Outkast. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Come on. Lucy said, bye. All right, Lucy. Thanks for coming through. No, I don't. I do not own a weapon. But this is more of a sports channel. So yeah. I'm not. John Cocker say I am for real. Clemson Tigers national champs. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one, man. Texas is looking pretty good right now. Alabama barely won the other day. Georgia. Ooh, Georgia's looking a little suspect, but Texas is looking pretty good right now, man. Yeah, Texas, man, they look scary right now. They almost look just as good with the backup quarterback. That's crazy. So, I think they got a lot of talent over there in the Longhorn State. Texas Longhorns are for real this year. That's for sure. Got a new sub. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for all the likes. Yes, sir. We're gonna be to 500 subscribers in no time. In no time. I plan on being here for a little bit. I'll be on here for a little bit today. Like I said, I got the day off, man. The kids got the day off, so the teachers get the day off too, and so I am very, very thankful and very, very blessed. Thank you, John Cochran the fourth. Tell the third I said thank you too. And if the second's around, tell him I said thank you too. As long as it's not Alabama, I don't care who wins. I'll be back around. I think you cool. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Alchemist. Um, I like Clemson for college and the Bears for pro. Okay. Bears got a big win yesterday too. In London, right? I believe the Bears beat the Jaguars. Caleb Williams threw for 4 touchdowns. Can you believe that? The week I go against him in fantasy football, he decided to throw for 4 touchdowns. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. And he almost had 5. Eugene Wolverines, Michigan Wolverines. Okay, Eugene. It's okay. Hey, rep your team. That's why we here. Rep your team. Christopher Molly said, "Yeah, we beat the Jaguars," which is funny because I live in Jackson. I live in Jacksonville. Okay. And then I do want to send out, excuse me, thoughts and prayers to all those that have been affected by the hurricanes in the past month. Hurricane Milton and I can't remember the other name of the hurricane before that one, but thoughts and prayers go out to all the families that were affected, everybody in Florida, everybody in the Carolinas that have been affected by these hurricanes. Those that are still without power, I hope your power is restored soon. Um, those that have lost loved ones, my prayers and thoughts go out to you. Yes, Hurricane Helen. So, yeah, please, please keep those families and those communities in your prayers, guys. We're just very blessed that we didn't find ourselves in that situation, but my heart goes out to them. So please, when you say your prayers at night, say a special prayer for all those communities in Florida and in the Carolinas that have been affected by these natural disasters. You know what? I'm really not a rap guy, but it seems like Kendrick is much. I mean, he's got a lot more cred than Drake when it comes to this whole beef and the battle. They not like us, and I hear about it, but I'm just not one that necessarily listens to all their music. So I guess if I had to choose, I would choose Kendrick. But like I said, I don't listen to either. Kai Sanat, he's a YouTuber, right? Influencer. Yeah, yeah, I know that guy. He's actually in commercials now. He's actually in a lot of commercials. Yeah, played in a lot of celebrity basketball games. Yeah, yep, yep. Yeah, well, collab with John Cena. Oh, nice. Yeah, that dude coming up, man. That's how you do it. I mean, that's one of the great things about America. You know, uh, you can find your way. You can work hard and work your way up, and seemingly from nothing, you can become something. If you just have the work ethic, you have the drive. Now with with the social media explosion over the last 10 to 15 years, um yeah, you can document your life. You can talk about the things that you love to talk about. You can make other people laugh. um you can talk about serious topics, you can talk about sports, whatever. There's an audience, there's a fan base out there that wants to connect with you and hear your story. That's the beauty of YouTube. So um, yeah, that's what I love about it. I love meeting people, love hearing their stories. Sometimes I share my stories. KC Productions says I'm new and I sub. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, KC Productions. Much love to you. Thanks for coming through. Now, are you a Kansas City Chiefs fan, KC Productions? Say he did one with Offset a while ago too. Yeah, man. Buffalo Bill said, "God bless America." Yeah, a lot of people talk about United States, and don't get me wrong, it has its flaws. It has its flaws. It's by no means a perfect country, but um, there are a lot of freedoms that we have that we take for granted because we live here. Uh, I am. I'm not hating that the Falcons are really doing good this year. I appreciate that. Appreciate that because we've been down for a while. I'll be the first one to say. You can go back and look at my old videos. I am not a bandwagon fan. Your boy Let Us Pray did not just pop up and say, "Oh, my Falcons are winning now. Let me get on YouTube and start talking crap. Let me start talking mess." No, no. Go back and look at my old videos from a year ago, from a couple years ago. When we was losing and we were playing like hot garbage, hot trash, I was the first one to admit we are trash. We are hot garbage. I was on here, still doing it. So yeah, it's nice to see the team having some success. The season is still young, so I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm loving where this team is trending. We're off to a decent start, but we do need to continue to get better. I'm a realist fan, man. I'm not one of them blindly following my team. My team's gonna go to the Super Bowl when I know we're hot garbage. Nah, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. So yeah, you're gonna get some brutally honest takes on my team at all times. Um, but I just love sports in general. Kyle Pitts is killing my fantasy team. Bills fan said. You know what? He actually has been trending up the past few weeks. So, I'll be patient with him. He had over 8 points for me for my team because he's on my team too. He had over 8 points for me 2 weeks in a row, I believe. So, be patient with him. He's getting more involved in the offense in the last few weeks. I just need him when he gets the ball to actually play big though, because he's the biggest guy out there. When he gets the ball, he's the biggest guy in the secondary. He shouldn't be able to be tackled by one man, and he shouldn't be running out of bounds. You feel me? Like he shouldn't be running out of bounds. Are you going to the Super Bowl 2025 next year? Kendrick Lamar is performing. John Cochran IV said, I'm not going to the Super Bowl because those tickets are like ridiculous, bro. The one thing I'm trying to do though is go to the Olympics, but that's 3.5 years away. So, DB, we got a Falcon fan. Actually, what? Kyle Pitts, have you seen him blocking this year? Have you seen Kyle Pitts blocking this year? He has been blocking almost like a lineman out there in some games. He's been making some great blocks. Um, but he's can't block as and slow for a wide receiver. I agree with slow for a wide receiver. He's not a wide receiver. He's a tight end, and I wish we would play him more in line as a tight end because it would give him more favorable matchups. When we play him like a wide receiver, he's matched up against cornerbacks, and I think that does him a disservice because he doesn't have that foot speed and that lateral quickness. I did see that play where he gave up on that route though in the end zone. But I get the guy. I yeah, I think he needs to be matched up against. We need to find the matchups where he's matched up against linebackers and safeties. Matching him up against a defensive end is not necessarily a mismatch in his favor unless we're just throwing up a jump ball, type of thing and saying out jump this guy because this guy's 6'6", 6'6", 6'7". You know what I'm saying? Most of the DBs in the league are what 5'10", 5'11". So he got like six inches of height on those guys. Got extremely long arms, man. Yeah, he needs to be working the middle of the field, either on some, sitting down in the zone or going up the seams. I wouldn't try to be so elaborate with him on running slants and all these things. Just keep it simple for Kyle Pitts. Have him sit in the middle of the field or have him go up the seams. Against KC, Pitts alligator on a pass with the game on the line. Kincaid does the same. It's why Kelsey is the best. Yeah, hey, I'm not even going. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing to say to that. Travis Kelsey is the best tight end in the league. Absolutely. Um, Kincaid. Now Kincaid, he be balling. He be balling. He might not catch them all, but he be balling. I've been watching him from a distance. He be balling. But yeah, Kelsey gets in there and he does the dirty work. All the flash and the Taylor Swift and all that. That's just his personal life. When he gets on the field, he's an absolute beast. Absolute beast. Absolute beast. What's happening? Who's next? Christy, who's next? Who's next? What's happening? John Cocker the fourth say I'm back. Had to leave for just 1 second. All good, all good. Um, DB says he needs middle of the field routes. I agree. I agree. I agree with you. We talking Kyle Pitts right now, Christy. We talking tight ends and Kyle Pitts. Um, Seahawks are next. Seahawks are next. I did some research on the Seahawks. Uh, I wanted to have like a little more formal. I thought that was the smoke alarm going off for a second. I was like, I need to evacuate, but it was a truck. I was literally about to get up and run out of here. Oh, snap! That scared me. All right, here we go. You know what? I think some of the Kyle Pitts. Okay, I think some of the Kyle Pitts. I'm not gonna say hate because I don't believe people hate him, but I think it's mostly connected with fantasy football. I think it's mostly connected with fantasy football. Um, I don't think the fans who are just watching the game to watch the game are like, dang, Kyle, Kyle Pitts sucks. Like, I have him on my fantasy team, and I'll be like, Kyle Pitts. I mean, you can get me double digits like anytime, bro. Like, anytime you feel like getting me double digits, Kyle Pitts is cool with me. But no pressure. You know what I'm saying? No pressure. But it's cool with me, Kyle, if you want to give me double digits this week. And Kyle Pitts be like, nah, I'm cool. so, but Kyle Pitts, like we were saying earlier, he's been more involved. He's been more involved the last few weeks in the game plan. So I'm liking where I mean he's trending. He's not on this sort of trend, but he's here, or he's here. He's going up steadily. He's steadily making improvement. Him and Kirk are steadily building more and more rapport. Um, I think I think he's going to have a breakout game. I don't know which game it's going to be. Absolutely. And I just talked about that with who was that? Was it Bills fan? Was it me and Bills fan or DB? It was DB. I was saying, yeah, I don't believe that they're doing him any favors by putting him out at wide receiver and asking him to run slants and beat DBs. That's not his game. That's not his game. Let the boy play tight end. You know what I'm saying? Like, let the boy play tight end. I just need Kyle Pitts. The only criticism I have of Kyle Pitts right now is stop running out of bounds. Stop running out of bounds. Stop looking for the sideline when you get the ball. Go straight and make somebody bring you down. That's all. He got a nice stiff arm yesterday. He stiff armed one guy and he almost took it to the house. But he's always looking for that sideline. Like, oh, I got to get out of bounds. I sense that it's kind of surrounding the injuries as well. But I don't think he truly knows. You know how a kid just grows up too fast and they so big they don't realize their own strength compared to other kids. I'll be okay. I got a analogy. It's actually not an analogy. It's a story. I saw it happen. I'm a PE teacher, But before I was a PE teacher, I was still working at my school. There's a kid there. I believe he's a fourth grader now. He is he's poly, so he's Polynesian. I believe he's Tongan, and if you know a lot about the Tongan culture, you know they can be kind of big boned. All right, this kid, he could be this kid that I'm talking about. That's at my elementary school that I work at. He could be the next Vita Vey. I'm telling you, he could be the next Vita Vey. He's built just like Vita Vey, but he's just a little mini, like a mini fridge version of Vita Vey. Okay. Um, he was playing football with some other kids uh about a year ago, and we're playing on the cement because we don't have any grass because the school is being remodeled. It's being rebuilt, so we're on a temporary campus. So we're just out there playing two-hand touch. I'm playing quarterback. I'm throwing them passes and whatnot. Um, he gets a pass. I throw him the ball. He gets a pass. He's not very fleet of foot. One of the kids run up to him and thought they were gonna just touch him. And all he did, he had his back turned. All he did was turn around. That kid bumped into his back and flew 3 feet up in the air. And he was like, he thought he hurt the kid. And he looked at me and I'm like, bro, it's okay. Yeah, I know you didn't do anything. You didn't mean to knock him down. Like, you don't know your own strength, and the other kids don't realize how strong you are either. You're just big bone. It's a hey, I'm saying, I'm saying, like, if I know I can't show him because you know what I'm saying, that would be a violation of his privacy and his rights. But I'm telling you, this is the next Vita Vey. I'm telling you. I'm not even exaggerating right now. This kid is built like Vita Vey. And Vita Vey is from my hometown. Vita Vey is from East Palo Alto, California. Shout out to Vita Vey. Even though you're going to Tampa Bay Buccaneers, baby, you're making East Palo Alto proud, man. And I know you're making the whole Polynesian community proud out here as well. Shout out to Vita Vey, man. Um, but I said all that to say this. Kyle Pitts reminds me of that kid. He's so big. He's so young. He doesn't fully understand his strength. He doesn't fully understand his body and what his body is capable of. Once he comes into the knowledge of, hey, this guy is 5'9". This guy's 5'9", 175 pounds. I could just mash him to the ground. He gonna be a bad boy. But right now, he's just like, ooh, let me get out of bounds. He's coming. He's coming. Let me get out of bounds. And he just kind of glides. Nah, bruh. Mash him, Kyle Pitts. He could do it. He could do it. But he just don't think he can up here. Once he knows he can up here, the body will follow. It'll be like clockwork. But it's up here. It's all up here. Yeah, absolutely. The growth spurt. Yep. It's that growth spurt. It comes so fast. Your body is trying to, or your mind is trying to catch up with your body. And it's not that he's uncoordinated because he's very coordinated. It's just that he doesn't know what he's capable of. Yeah. He got a few, but he should be, you know what I'm saying? Like I've seen him block and manhandle DBs. So that same instinct he uses with blocking, that same mentality he has with blocking, I need him to have that same mentality when he has the rock in his hand. You know? Una Ford, he's another 5'11 mountain, Bill say. Casey Production say, I'm 5'11. I get thrown around all the time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That didn't sound right, bro. That didn't sound right. That didn't sound Falcons full live. New to this channel. Shout out to Falcon Nation. What's up with you, man? What's up with you, Falcons? Yes, sir. Who's next, Falcon? Who's next, man? Let's go. We got the Seahawks next. I know who's next, but you know, that's my motto for the rest of the year. Who's next, man? Who's next? Christy say, also if you've been injured or hurt, you would do whatever you can to avoid it. Football is physical. Yeah, risk is high. Absolutely. And Kyle Pitts has been through a lot with his injury history in a short time in his career. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Christy. Bills fans, I'm catching up with the chat. Sorry, I was running my mouth. Bills fans said Kelsey has really skewed how people view the tight end position. I agree. I agree. That's a great point. In reality, tight ends getting 50 receptions for 6 touchdowns and 700 yards is a complete stud. Yeah, I agree, man. We have unrealistic expectations because Kelsey set the bar so high. And before Kelsey was Antonio Gates. Antonio Gates was getting 1, 2 touchdowns every game. And that was like right in the evolution of fantasy football, right? So like everybody's going crazy for a tight end who can give you wide receiver production. And I'll be honest, that's how I used to build my fantasy football teams. I tried to find the two best tight ends, or at least the top tight end on the board, because he would give me wide receiver production. But it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic to ask a tight end to give you wide receiver production. It's really unrealistic. I agree with all those thoughts. KC Production said, I like the Falcons helmets this year. Man, we've been putting out some bangers. I wish we would go back to those red ones, though, that we had on the throwback with the black jerseys and the white pants. I think that's one of my favorite comments. Christy said, that's what happened to him. Said, Kyle Pitts' body to few. He blocked Sunday. The camera never focusing on him. That tight end role only at the receiver. I agree. Those West Coast turkeys. Bills fan for big kids. I find bullies play defense and more sentimental kids play offense. Just like my observation. I agree. I agree. I agree with that. KC Production said the Bears are 4-2. Falcon said the Seattle. I think Seattle will be a win. Also, Geno back to the old Geno. Christy said you also got to think of it as he's been healthy through 6 games. Absolutely. Falcon for Life said Bears found their identity on offense. You know what? I have to talk about the Bears though. Are the Bears for real? Are they for real? I don't think so. I don't think so. Bill say, how does that Chargers team not have a championship? Oh, easy. Easy. Two words. Well, for one, injury. Phillip Rivers seemingly got hurt every time they had their best years. Something happened. Some type of injury, some type of catastrophic injury happened to that team. Every time they were seemingly on the cusp of making that Super Bowl run. And then there was another guy named Tom Brady. And then there was this other guy named Peyton Manning. So, yes, the Chargers had great teams, but they were freaking goated quarterbacks in those conferences. Tom freaking Brady and Peyton Manning. You got to beat one of those or possibly both of those guys just to get a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. Isn't that ridiculous? So, yeah, that's what happened to the Chargers, man. That's what happened to the Chargers, man. Um, now let's look at the Bears since that came up because I was watching that game and I'm looking like Caleb Williams is dancing and giggling and having fun and kiki kaka and laughing and stuff. We're gonna find out who the real Bears are in the next 5 to 6 games. And I keep turning my thing on and turning it off. Anybody looked at the Bears schedule? Has anybody looked at the Bears schedule of the teams that they've played so far this year? Has anybody looked at their schedule? They're 4-2, but who have they beat? Who have they beaten? And thank y'all for all the likes. I'm up to 15 likes. Let's get it to 20. Also, if you are not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. I'm telling you, 500 subscriber giveaway is coming soon. You got a chance to win a free NFL jersey. All you got to do is be a subscriber to the channel and be here on the day of the giveaway stream. So make sure you hit the notification bell too, and you got your chance to win. That's it. That's all. That's it. Martin the Great, welcome back. I said to beat the Jags, yes. But what other 4 wins do they have though? I'm about to look it up for y'all because I was actually thinking about this yesterday. As I was watching their game. Go Birds, what's happening, Justin? Oh, yeah, Christy, if you could pull it up. Bears wins Panthers. Worst team in football. What day is it? Whenever I get close to 500, so probably when I get to like 495, Titans, one of the top 5 worst teams in football. Browns, horrible. And the Jags, they ain't played nobody. And the Colts, did they beat the Colts with Anthony Richardson or with Joe Flacco? I think they beat him with Anthony Richardson. And honestly, I think the Colts are better with Flacco. I think the Colts are better with Flacco, bro. And I think that's a reason why they didn't play Richardson yesterday, even though he was available. They played Flacco because this boy is slinging the rock. That's an old man out there just doing his thing. They didn't get the win yesterday, but they beat the Rams too. So yeah, I'm not buying the Bears. I'm not buying the Bears. Like I said, I could be wrong. So we're gonna really see who they are, in the next 5 to 6 weeks. All right. Um, so he did it with the Browns. Absolutely, absolutely. Flacco, he had a great run with the Browns when Deshaun Watson was injured. They haven't played. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. They haven't played the Browns. Falcons should trade for Max Crosby or Myles Garrett. You know what the only problem with that is? We don't have much to trade. We don't have much to give up, bro. And one of my favorite podcasters is Scott. I can't remember his last name, but I watch his content a lot. He does a lot of Falcon content, usually Monday mornings and like a Thursday morning or something like that. He works with a guy that does Broncos content as well. And he's really good. Really, Scott Kennedy. Yes. Thank you, Christy. And we were actually talking this morning, And he was just saying he doesn't think the Falcons going to make a move for another DN because we're already down draft picks. We don't have a ton of cap space. I mean, we have some, but we don't have a ton. And I think it would be hard pressed for Terry Fontenot to bring in a salary of a Myles Garrett, lose another draft pick. You're gonna have to give up a second rounder. They're not gonna. They're not going to give up a Pro Bowl DN for a fourth or fifth or sixth rounder. They're just not gonna do it. And at this point, the most valuable assets we have are our first and our second round draft picks. And I don't think it would be wise to give that up unless we could be guaranteed a Super Bowl. I just don't think that's wise right now. Let me catch up. Michael Penix at the first round was a joke. I don't know. I don't know about that. Kirk is probably only here until next season. After next season, I think it's going to be interesting. So Penix, right now, you could kind of think of it. He's kind of like sitting in the Jordan Love role. He's sitting back. He's learning. He's watching a true pro go out there. He's learning from him every day. He's seeing his habits, how to watch film, how he prepares, how to be a leader. And I just think it does wonders for Michael Penix to be able to sit and not have any pressure on him right now. But I feel you, KC, because Kirk is, I mean, he, not just his play, but his energy, the way the city of Atlanta and the fan base of the Falcons have embraced him. Maybe he stays for that third year. You know what I'm saying? If his body holds up and he's still playing, but you got a young lion back there, and Penix is not one of those young rookies. He's an older rookie, right? He's like what 23 years old or something like that. So you don't want that guy sitting on the bench a long time. You want to get him in his prime. But Kirk looks amazing, man. He looks amazing. He's been everything Falcons could have dreamed of him being. Falcons, what's up? Too Rare Bryce. First time I seen that name. Let me see. We got some Falcons. Had the best secondary in the league. Come on, man. Jesse Bates the third and Justin Simmons. That ain't even fair. We out there stealing. Bates and Simmons are crazy. Absolutely. Kirk looks really happy here. Absolutely. Make sure you hit that like, you hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell. We do have a jersey giveaway. Once I hit 500 subscribers, I'm over 400 now, so we're making some great progress. You just hit that notification bell so you know when the stream is dropping, and you got to be here to have a chance to win. Let me see. Falcons, how did you feel? Oh, yeah, we don't talk about that. Yeah. It took me over a year to recover from that. I ain't gonna lie. It took me over a year. As a man, as a fan, as a human being, to recover from that. You can probably still see the hurt in my eyes. Drake is not good enough. Far too real. Jaden Daniels, Rookie of the Year. Offense, Justin. I agree with that. Wholeheartedly, Justin. Is you crazy? Drake is. I'm saying though, Drake out there balling. What is he not doing? What is he not? Better tell him something, Falcon. Overrated. Oh Lord, have mercy. I'm an Eagles fan, but I like the Falcons low key. Okay, well, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, sir. You're entitled to your opinion. That's one thing I love about Falcons therapy. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. I respect everybody's opinion. We don't have to have the same opinion. We can agree to disagree. And maybe sometime you might even sway me with your thoughts, with your opinion. And if you make an articulate argument. Um, I think someone said Drake London's overrated. I believe someone said that. My uncle knows Ray McLeod. Man, tell Ray McLeod I said what up. Hopefully we get him a tight end. I'm gonna say a tight end, a touchdown soon. Okay, Ray McLeod has been out there. Um, Falcon for life. Drop some knowledge on him, bruh. Drop some knowledge on him. Well, I don't want to assume you're a bruh. So drop some knowledge on him, fam. Drake been out there balling. That's all I know. He may be overrated in some people's eyes, but not these four eyes. Falcon linebacker. It's crazy. Also with Judon and AJ Terrell. Um, Shout out to my guy Nate Landman. Nate Landman came back yesterday. Um, Welcome sight to see him back. Troy Anderson was still out with the knee, so you want to send our prayers up for Troy Anderson. Hopefully he can get back in there soon. We ain't trading Kirk. I think he will retire. Y'all don't see that old man short. I want feel like he needs a rub some absorbent and all this helps. Yeah, Kirk is he's not mobile. That's for sure. He is not mobile. But that arm, ain't nothing wrong with that arm. But them legs, the legs about to go at any moment. We just got to keep him upright. We just got to keep him upright. But that arm and that shoulder, man, golden. Um, we got 17 likes. Can we get it to 20? Can we get it to 20? Can we get it to 20? If you in here and you're not liking the stream, go ahead and hit that like button real day. He could all day and twice on Sunday. I'm subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you, Justin. You just made yourself eligible for the 500 subscriber giveaway, brother, by subscribing to the channel. You just did yourself a service. I have to go. KC Productions say, have a blessed rest of your day. You too. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you. Bijan went crazy yesterday. Yes, he did. Far Too Real said Bijan went crazy. You know what? I said this was going to be one of those games where the running game could get back on track because they had a tough time running against Tampa Bay. But Tampa Bay sold out. They sold out against the run. They did not want to let our running backs run all over them, and they paid for it. They gave up 509 passing yards, a franchise record to Kirk Cousins. And I don't know if the Panthers necessarily had an answer. Like, I don't know. What's happening? Baker in the NFL, man. Welcome on in. He say Bucks are better. Now remind me, Baker, did the Bucks and the Falcons play this year? Have they played this year? What jersey are you going to give away, and how are you going to pick? Okay, good. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. The jersey depends on the person. Whoever wins, they can pick any jersey they want as long as it's under $200. And I'm going to do a random number generator the day of the stream. And whoever picks that number first will be the winner. Baker NFL, when the last time you heard the NFL rigging any game for the Atlanta Falcons? Please answer me that question. Since when is the NFL on the Atlanta Falcons side? Since when? That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. Much love to you, though, bro. Your team was balling yesterday. I'm glad you beat those Saints. I'm glad you beat the brakes off of them. Can't stand them. So much love, man. We NFC South rivals. We competing for the same division. But, yeah, you welcome in. You welcome in. It's much love. Much love, man. I went to the Bucks game yesterday against the Aints. Ooh, yeah, that got ugly. That got ugly. Gave up a 50 burger. We beat the Bucks. Move on. Falcons for life. Woo. Yeah, man. You behind enemy lines, brother. You behind enemy lines. Justin say, I live in Tampa, so I am going to Bucks versus Panthers in December. Okay. Nice. Christy says, never. The Falcons never get any love from the NFL. We get all the penalties. Just saying, man. We actually needed the Saints to win that game. Nah. I'd rather see the Saints suffer. I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to see them suffer. That might sound diabolical, but I want to see them suffer. That is the one team I don't ever want to see win. And now we didn't need them to win because we play the Bucks again and we can go handle business and take care of this division as long as we handle our business. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't care about none of that. We just need to win our games. I don't care about none of that. I hear what y'all saying. I don't care. uh, if the Falcons don't win the Super Bowl, ooh, that's a good question. You know what? I'm gonna answer that in a few months. I'm gonna do a Super Bowl prediction. Um, I'm gonna do a contender pretender episode, and then I'm gonna do a Super Bowl prediction. But I gotta say that I hate to say it, but there are only two undefeated teams in the NFL right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Falcon for life. You know, I ain't worried about that. Who won and who beat who, and all. We got to take care of our business. It's hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes, man. It is hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say no more until I get to my episode. But it is hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes. I wouldn't do it. Now with your life on the line, I wouldn't do it. We need 4 more wins to break the 4 win season curse we have been under the last 6 years. Come on. Preach. Preach. You're preaching to the choir. 4 more of them things. KC and the rest. ah. Justin says Falcon secondary or Browns D line. Ooh. You know what? I'm a sucker for the D line, man. Um, I like to be able to get pressure on the quarterback, and I like to be able to stop the run. So ultimately, if I had to pick between the two, I'm gonna take D line because it takes a lot of pressure off the secondary. KC, welcome back, KC. Falcons for Life says Chiefs and Falcons will meet again for a rematch. You know what? That game was close. That game was close. Casey Production say I'm pretty scared. I'm not saying a three-peat this early in the season. Is it or D line or the D plays? Too rare Bryce. What do you think about Penix? Um, I think he's in a prime position to succeed. Looking at all his tape, you know, I looked at a lot of tape over the summer after we drafted the guy, and the guy can make all the throws. He's composed. Um, he's very mature. He gets a chance to sit back and watch Kirk Cousins. It's probably the best thing for his career. If he would have been thrown in the fire, who knows what would have happened? We don't know. But the fact that he gets to sit back and watch what Kirk Cousins has done the first 6 games of the season, and we haven't had an easy schedule. Not until this Carolina game was kind of like the one game where we were like heavy favorites. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is huge. Justin, thanks for coming, brother. Falcons a top 5 team in the NFL NFC. I believe so. I believe so. Yeah, he throws it. He throws a great football. That boy can spin it. He can make all the throws. All the throws. See you guys gotta go to Rare Bryce when I watch this film. Yes, yes. How many games do you go to a season? Yes, 18 games, but you get a bye week, so you play 17, but there are 18 weeks. 18 games, but you only play 17 because you get 1 week where you get to rest. Uh, yeah, 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 yeah. Um, so let's talk some Panthers Falcons because I had an observation from the game yesterday, and then we could talk some more NFL. I had a couple notes, but we got going on such a good roll. I didn't want to stop it. You know what I'm saying? We're getting a lot of dialogue in here. We can go ahead and talk and chop it up. That's what your boy's here for. Um, but I want to talk about some of the things I liked that I saw in the Panthers game yesterday, and some of the things that I didn't like. Because there were a few things that I didn't like too. I'll probably go back and watch the full game tonight. I watched the condensed game yesterday. Um, Marty the Great says my auto correct is horrible. I meant to ask how many games. Oh, how many games do I go to? Great segue. I will be going to my first Atlanta Falcons game. I'm all the way on the West Coast. I'm all the way in California. I missed my one opportunity to go to a Falcons game years ago, and I had no idea that I would be going to my first Falcons game 20 years later, over 20 years later. Um, Someone had tickets for me. It was like 2004, 2005. And I missed the phone call because I was in church that morning and they had tickets for me that morning. It was for like a 1 o'clock game out here Pacific time, and I missed the phone call and I missed the game. So, um, all that being said, I'm going to be going to my first Falcons game in December, December 16th. Falcons against the Raiders, Monday Night Football, the first Falcon game for your boy. All right, here we go. If Penix started week 1, we would be 0-4. Ooh. I can't say you're wrong. I can't say you're wrong. I can't say you're wrong. We play some good teams. We play some good teams. We play some good teams. First 4 games were brutal. That's why I had us coming out of those first 4 games when I did my predictions at the beginning of the year. I had us being 1-3. I had us 1-3. So yeah, we could have easily been 0-4 with Michael Penix. Christy said, "Do you know our top defensive players did not practice Friday? The IR list for Week 6 had Grady, McGarry, Matthews, Onyemata, and Graham on rest. Yeah, you know, it's just it's just one of those things where your veteran guys are going to need rest. You know, those guys that have been playing a lot. Plus Grady, this is his first year coming off that knee injury. He's going to need a break. That knee's going to need a little break. I could see that happening as we go throughout the season. A lot of guys having those rest days. I could see that happening more. No, I just think it's the I just think it's, just the totality, the body of work. You're a veteran, you're an older guy. In Grady's case, he's coming off an injury. McGarry, he had the knee injury as well, so they're probably just trying to get him an extra day of rest. Um, so what I liked, I'm gonna go through the good first. What I liked, um, I like that we ran that freaking ball against Carolina. Uh, Christy and I, we talked about this last week. What I wanted to see the Falcons do. against Carolina. And I think I still have those things written down, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, yeah, my goals for the Carolina game were I wanted to see this Falcons defense get at least 5 sacks. I wanted to see us hold Carolina under 75 yards rushing or less. I wanted to see a physical Kyle Pitts after the catch, and I wanted us to revive our run game. I wanted us to run the ball. Okay? Those were my goals going into the Carolina game. 5 sacks by the defense, 75 yards rushing or less for Carolina, physical Kyle Pitts with the ball in his hand, and for us to revive that run game. Um, I want to say we did one of those. I want to say, what in the world, Bo? Come on, man. What in the world, Bo? Come on, man. We got a celebrity in the house, y'all. The Godfather himself. What in the world, Big Low? Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm just talking about these goals, Big Low. Um, the one thing we did do is run that rock. We ran that rock like it was a true pigskin yesterday. You know what I'm saying? We got Bijan going, and Lord have mercy, did we get Tyler Algier going? I love physical football. It's great. Don't get me wrong. Patrick Mahomes, I love what he does. Throwing the ball around and all the behind the back and no look passes and all that type of stuff. I I love it. But ain't nothing like smash mouth football when you could just line up on the other side of another man and almost take their soul from them. And that's what the Falcons did in the second half of that game. They just took Carolina's soul from them slowly with all those runs, with the Tyler Algier, with the Bijan. You just saw that Carolina defense was just, they were just defeated and depleted. And I love watching, I just love watching that physical brand of football. Christy said we should have ran the ball sooner. I agree. I agree. Um, Next up, West Coast Bus. uh Man, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So the one thing we did not do, we did not get pressure on the quarterback. This is really bothering me. This is really bothering me. Um, God bless his heart. God bless his soul. I'm not, trust me, I have some positives, but Lorenzo Carter, I don't know what you're doing, bro. I don't know what is he doing in practice that's supposed to be helping him get to the quarterback, because that's part of being a D end. I understand there's other parts to it, stopping the run and setting the edge, and sometimes he has to drop back into coverage. But who are you working with? Who are you working with in practice? Where are you refining your skills or your moves, young man? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. Who is working with this young man? Because it's not working. It's not working. I never seen a pass rush, and at times we were blitzing pretty heavy in that first half, and we still couldn't get to Andy Dalton. And I just don't understand. I just don't understand. We won't be able to do that against better teams. Can't give quarterbacks all day to throw the ball. Um, it's just something that really bothers me, man. But let me get back to the positives. All right. I saw Grady Jarrett in the backfield a lot. I saw Grady Jarrett in the backfield disrupting. He had a couple tackles for loss. So it was good to see Grady flash. One of the all-time Falcon greats for show. The knee is looking better. Grady's looking good out there. I really loved what I saw from Grady Jarrett yesterday. Um, like I said, Falcons rushed for nearly 200 yards. Tyler Algier had 100 plus yards and a TD. We've been saying give Tyler the ball, and they gave him the ball yesterday. Bijan had 2 touchdowns. He had 95 yards rushing himself. Bijan, he was finishing runs yesterday. Sometimes he looked like he out there tiptoeing, but he was finishing runs yesterday. He was falling forward. He was diving forward. He was putting his shoulder down. He ran somebody over to get into the end zone on that second touchdown. Really good to see Bijan playing physical, putting that shoulder down, man. Christy says, is the reason why they haven't pulled him is because we don't have someone to replace him, or he I was wondering the same thing of myself. Like, what does he have on Coach Raheem Morris? What does he have on him? Jimmy Lake, did he see getting some what they call him? Is Coach Bo, you still in here? Are they called lemon pepper wings? Did Lorenzo Carter catch Jimmy Lake getting the lemon pepper wings? What is going on? I don't understand how he's still in the start lineup. I'm not saying he doesn't belong on the team, but I'm just saying, how is he still in the starting lineup with little to no production at that position? Little to no production. That's a hard one for me to swallow. Back to the positives. The offensive line. Man, come on, man. You preaching to the choir. you preaching to the choir. Falcon for Life said Malone and Dorless gotta be better than Lorenzo. I can't imagine they're worse. Bro. Big Low Country say, yes, sir. He was getting them lemon peppers. Okay. All right, Lorenzo. Got to do better, bro. Just got to do better, man. Another positive, the offensive line. Tyler Algier and my boy Bijan do not get 200 yards rushing combined without the offensive line. The offensive line blocked their butts off yesterday. And those guys have to be celebrated, commended for what they did against Carolina, imposing their will on them, as they should. I think I heard Big Low say yesterday, and I was thinking the same thing. The Falcons did exactly what they were supposed to do. No huge celebration for getting that win, but I give them credit because they didn't have a letdown. And in past years, this is a game. That game yesterday was a game that the Falcons would have lost. That was a game the old Falcons would have lost. They would have came in thinking this team got one win and we're just going to show up and win the game. And the old Falcons would have lost that. Game. Arthur Smith would have been dialing up all sorts of tight end throw passes to Jonnu Smith and tight end reverses, tight end jet sweeps, and all sorts of fancy stuff. Because you're playing the Carolina Panthers. And we would have lost. But we just stuck to the game plan. And we got out there with a dub. It ain't always got to be pretty. That's what I'm learning as a fan. All fans want to win pretty. You know, we want to look impressive. We want our team to look impressive. You know, fantasy football has skewed what real football is. You know, what real football is truly all about. You know, people want stats. They want numbers. They want receptions and all this sort of stuff. They want gaudy passing yards. They want gaudy rushing yards for their fantasy football teams for selfish purposes. But in the end, a win is a win. Okay, a win is a win. But we're gonna talk about some of the things that I didn't like that I saw as well. One more thing I did like, Falcons is getting Bigelow said, I just been saying, ooh, look what I can do. I'm a genius. Look what I can do. Arthur Smith is hated in Pittsburgh. Um, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all, man. Um, this Falcons team is getting healthy. This Falcons team is getting back healthy. We got Nate Landman back yesterday. We got Nickelback, D. Alford back yesterday. So that was a good sight to see. And I saw Clark Phillips out there, little youngster, the little whippersnapper, the little grasshopper making plays. He's not a rookie, but he has played limited time. But it almost seems any time that this kid gets in the game, he flashes on the tape. And I like that. I like Clark Phillips. He's an undersized guy, but he's a dog. And I love that. I love that mentality. He had a pick six yesterday. No, it didn't show up in the stats and in the record books, but he had a pick six yesterday. And he decided to go down so that the Falcons could kneel the clock out and get out there with the dub. So shout out to Clark Phillips being unselfish yesterday, because a lot of dudes would have took that pick six, man. You never know what that could have done for his contract, or could have given him a little bonus or something like that. But he thought of team first, and that was a great interception that he made there in the fourth quarter to seal the deal for the Falcons. So yeah, shout out to the young fella, man. Clark Phillips the third. What a great play by him. What a great play. Like I said, really unselfish. D. Alford really been trash this season. No, I think you thinking about Antonio Hamilton. That's who was trash. Antonio Hamilton. He was the one that was getting roasted. Um, D. Alford been out with a concussion. He was out pretty much the whole Tampa Bay game. Replaced Mike Hughes been playing good ball. You don't think Mike Hughes been playing good ball? Did Mike Hughes get hurt yesterday? Because I personally, I haven't heard Mike Hughes' name all year. That honestly, that mean to me like he been doing his job. You know what I'm saying? When you don't hear a guy's name all year, that man been doing his job. And I know people really were surprised that he was named cornerback number 2 in the summer on the depth chart. But he's been playing good ball, man. I think Mike Hughes been doing a heck of a job, because he's getting targeted out there way more than AJ Terrell. And shout out to AJ Terrell too, first interception of the season yesterday. Um, Bennett Homeschool says go Lions. Lions doing their thing, man. Lions looking like a dangerous team. No, Mike didn't get hurt. Oh, he was getting cooked. Okay, I see. I saw he gave up a couple plays to Deontay Johnson. But can he have one day? Can he have one bad day, Falcon? Can he have one bad day, Falcon for life? Because he's been playing pretty good the rest of the season. You gotta give him a little credit. He's been playing pretty good the rest of the season, but we'll see. Hughes had 6 tackles yesterday, 1 assist. Falcon for life. That's why Phillips came in. I was wondering why Phillips was in. But like I said, man, he made a heck of a play in that fourth quarter. Heck of a play. And he made some good tackles. But yeah, that's an interesting little dynamic to keep an eye on. Cornerback number 2. Bennett, you preaching to the choir, brother. We talked about Kyle Pitts. I would love to see Kyle Pitts more involved in this offense. I would just love to see Kyle Pitts play like the man that he is, like the big man that he is. I would just love to see him do that. Just go. What was it, Mark Andrews on the Ravens? Just stiff arm everybody who comes within that radius, bro. Anybody comes in your radius, just slam them to the ground and keep running, bro. I do notice that he's yeah, but we also talked about that earlier. I don't think we're doing him any favors by splitting him out at wide receiver. I think he needs to be working that middle of the field like a normal tight end would, and hitting those seams. Anytime he's been getting those big plays, he's been hitting those seams, man. Get him up those seams and get him straight up the field, or let him sit down in the middle of the field like a normal tight end. He's not. Bless you. Christy said, Pitts be touching those foreheads like a TV evangelist. Not Benny Hill. Not Benny Hill. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Don't let me find out. Don't let me find out Kyle Pitts got blessed oil on his on his wide receiver gloves. Oh Lord. I want to see how good Chicago is when they're playing a legit contender. They're 4-2 with all those wins. Bro, you reading our minds. We didn't already talked about that. You are reading our minds. We talked about the schedule. We talked about who the Bears beat. All the teams they beat are in the bottom half of the league. Um, so yeah, Kyle Pitts be on his tight end job. The camera just doesn't show. That's only receiving. Absolutely. I think Kyle Pitts is getting a lot of criticism, and I once again attribute that to fantasy football. A lot of people are just looking at the final stat line. They're just looking at how many fantasy points did Kyle Pitts give me this week, and they base a player's production on the field off of how many fantasy points they get. It doesn't tell the whole story, y'all. It does not tell the whole story. I want to see how good Vikings are when they play a real team. That's another valid point. Uh, Vikings are going to get to the meat of their schedule in a little bit. That's what, and honestly, that's one reason why I'm really encouraged about the Falcons start. We had a rough start, y'all. We had a hard schedule. I was gonna be good with this team starting 1-3 in the first 4 games. When I looked at the schedule, I was good with a 1-3 start, and I still felt comfortable that this team could win the South with a 1-3 start, still make the playoffs, and possibly still get a bye with the 1-3 start. We end up starting 2-2. Now we're 4-2, and I'm feeling really good about this team's chances. Okay. Let me get back on. So the things I didn't like. The things I didn't like. Well, I have one more thing that I liked. I said I did like Kyle Pitts being involved in the game plan. I would like to continue to see his role evolve as a tight end in this offense. We got one more like to get to 20. Somebody give me that 20th like. Somebody give me that 20th like. We're so close. We're so close. And make sure if you're not subscribed to this channel that you subscribe. You will have a chance to win a free NFL jersey. This Jersey stream is going to be coming pretty soon. Once we reach 500 subscribers, I will give you the notification. So make sure you hit the notification bell as well. All you have to do is be a part of the stream that day, and you can have a chance to win a free NFL jersey. No gimmicks, no games, no hidden shipping and handling fees like a dude on Instagram tried to hit me with when he told me I want a free PS5. And he tried to charge me $300 for shipping and handling. It ain't gonna be nothing like that. It ain't gonna be nothing like that. I'm gonna pay shipping and handling. I'm gonna ask you to keep your jersey under $200, and whoever wins, whatever team you root for, whatever team you repping, I'm gonna get you a jersey just to say thank you for the love that you're showing your boy. Um, we got the 22 likes. Let's go. Appreciate y'all. Bennett said I'm a huge Lions fan. Oh yeah, Aiden Hutchinson broke his fibula and tibula. You know what? I think you still have a good team though. I don't think that's gonna break y'all. Maybe y'all go make a move for a guy that might be available, but I don't think it breaks you. Cade, what's happening, Cade? Welcome back. Welcome back. I think they say he's done for the rest of the year. Yeah, he had surgery last night. Aiden Hutchinson had surgery Sunday night. So yeah, he's done for the year. If you see the replay in slow mo, it looks so bad. I don't even want to look at it, honestly. I didn't see it happen. I don't like looking at those type of injuries. It makes my body hurt. I wasn't a professional athlete, but I grew up playing sports, and anytime I see anybody injured like that, it just like brings up memories of my own stuff that I went through. Um, so yeah, prayers up to Aiden Hutchinson for sure. He was on a tear. He was leading the league with 7.5 sacks so far this year in 6 games. So the guy was on a tear, man. Getting ready to have a very, very special season. Sucks for that kid, man. But I know he'll come back stronger and hungrier. But yeah, he'll be. We won't see him until the 2025 season. Bengals. Bengals got a win yesterday on Sunday Night Football against the Giants. Um, Much more low scoring game than I thought it would be. But Bengals did beat the Giants. So good win. Good win. All right, here we go. What I didn't like about the Falcons versus Carolina. First of all, we already talked about that. No sacks. We had zero sacks against the Panthers, who were playing backup offensive linemen. Okay, they were playing their back. Some of them were backup linemen, and we still couldn't get a sack. That's unacceptable. Um, there was one play where Lorenzo Carter, and I don't mean to keep talking about Lorenzo Carter, but he had a free rush. He came around on the twist, and he had a free rush in Andy Dalton's face, and he still missed a sack. I got to talk about something else. Not only were we not getting home with the front four, but we were blitzing pretty heavy in that first half, and we got burnt quite a few times. That's why you saw the Falcons play a lot more conservatively in the second half. They just wanted to make Andy Dalton and that offense string together a long drive. You know, kind of like, hey, we want you guys to beat yourselves. And it actually happened. You know, Carolina had a lot of penalties. But we couldn't get home with the blitz either. We couldn't get home with the blitz. We couldn't get home with the front four. So that's got to be something that is rectified, man. At some point in this season, we have to find a way to generate pressure and to get home. We got to do it. I didn't like the AJ Terrell interception. No, not the interception, but I didn't like the touchdown that he gave up. I think, you know, he's definitely our top corner, and I don't like the nitpick, but I just don't like that trend. Okay, because I feel like he gave up a lot of first quarter touchdowns last year. So, you know, I need our defense to tighten up. I need us to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? I need us to tighten up. Didn't like that we gave up 100+ rushing yards. Okay, all they all they, as in Carolina, really have is a strong run game. That's their strength. Chuba Hubbard, that guy's good. He's a good player. But I would have liked to see our team really key in on him and stifle that guy. Make them one dimensional. Make Andy Dalton throw the ball 50 times against us. Jump out to a good lead and, kind of like put our foot, I hate to say it, put our foot on their necks. But the game was close. It was an 8-point game, I believe, late in the third quarter, early in the fourth. So the game was still in question for much of the game. So we let them run the ball. Time of possession was nearly equal. 30 minutes and some change versus 29 minutes and some change. That's because they were allowed to run the ball, and they ran for over 100 yards on us. Yeah, so that's what I got. That's what I got. I got some other NFL news, but let's catch up with the chat. My mom is a Carolina fan. Watching that game for her was so stressful. She thought they had a chance in when the second half, before the second half started. Yeah, kind of like similar to what I was saying. The game was close. I mean, the Falcons weren't blowing them out until really like late into that fourth. It was an 8-point game, which is a single possession game, but I don't think at any point you kind of felt like, oh, Carolina's about to do this, which is, it's kind of frustrating on both sides. Frustrating for Falcons fans because, like, man, we should be blowing this team out. Then it's frustrating for Carolina fans, like, man, we're so close. All we're down, we're only down 8, type of deal, so they still have hope, but, you know, I think the Falcons are clearly the better team. Just took a while to finally put that Carolina team away. We are definitely at the bottom of the league with 5 sacks over 6 games. That is accurate. That is accurate. I'm catching up with the chat. Falcons for Life says trade Kyle Pitts to Dallas for Parsons. Ooh. I don't know. How y'all feel about that in the chat? Would you trade Kyle Pitts for Micah Parsons? I don't see why Dallas would do that deal though. Like, I would consider it if I were Atlanta, but I don't see why Dallas would do that deal. Why would they trade Micah Parsons for Kyle Pitts? They have Ferguson. Ferguson's a good tight end. I would honestly consider it if it meant that the Falcons, if it meant that we could go to the Super Bowl, I would do it. I would do it. But I don't think that trade makes us a Super Bowl contender, because our defense is already light. You know what I'm saying? We kind of light in the pockets. And Micah Parsons is not a big guy. He's a disruptive guy. He's a guy that he's kind of like a jack of all trades. He can play all over the line. But he doesn't help you stop the run. We're already having trouble stopping the run. So I think he just kind of, yes, he gives us that pass rush, but I think we need somebody who can both anchor, set the edge, and pass rush. Like, not a guy who's just a rush specialist. You feel me? He did nothing the last 2 games and sure doesn't have the tackles that Pitts have this season. Go look at his stats. Thoughts on trading for Justin Simmons? Oh my gosh. Um. Oh, you mean Oh, you mean Simmons? You mean the other Simmons, not Justin Simmons? You mean I know you're talking about big guy, big man, D lineman. Um. I just don't think we can afford to make any trades right now, bro. Um. Like I said earlier, I was talking with Scott Kennedy, and we already lost a draft pick with the Judon trade. We're down a third rounder. So the only trade capital we have that's attractive is a first and a second rounder. Are you going to give those up for Simmons? I think his name is Jeffrey Simmons. I'm not giving up a first or second rounder for Jeffrey Simmons. I'm not doing it. Like I said, not unless we make a slew of moves like the freaking Rams just went all in that year and they won the Super Bowl when they traded Jared Goff and they brought in Ramsey and they brought in all those people and they just went all in. Not unless we do something like that. I mean, we get a Simmons and then we get another DN and we just like push all the chips on the table and we say we are Super Bowl or bust. And it worked for them. They won the Super Bowl with Matt Stafford. They won. But it don't always work like that. And sometimes people get fired. When you push all the chips in. So, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd trade for Jeffrey Simmons unless you could get him for something cheap, and I doubt it. I doubt you're gonna get that guy for a 5th round pick or a 6th round pick or something like that. But I would not give up my 1st or 2nd round pick for Jeffrey Simmons. That's just me. Christy says, Micah Parsons is in. Yeah, he's been out with the ankle injury for like the last 2 games. He only has 4 tackles. Well, here's the thing, Christy. Like I said earlier, they can't stop the run. So they don't have anybody in passing situations with the lead, hardly. They are getting ran all over. Teams know that they are. You can go in there and manhandle Dallas. You can just go in there and manhandle their defensive line. So you don't need to pass. So it's ugly. The Lions beat them 47-9. Cowboys had a home game. The Lions went in there and beat them 47-9. You hear me? That was beyond embarrassing. And Jerry Jones is up there talking about, no, he's not considering a coaching change. Bro, what is you doing? What are you watching? Are you really not considering anything? All right, bro. Don't consider anything then. Don't consider when we play y'all either. Yeah, keep rolling out the same product. The definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing and you expect a different result, right? Falcon for Life said, I think it will work for us. Bigger risk, bigger reward. Mr. Blank is getting old and he won a Super Bowl. Bruh, we all getting old. Like I said, I've been a fan for 20 plus years now, man. We all getting old, man. I want to see one too. I love Kyle Pitts. Go KP. I love watching y'all clips, all your clips. Shadow, I appreciate you on here listening. Always listening. Hope Kyle Pitts starts to do better. I love him when he was a Gator. Okay. You go way back with the Kyle Pitts. Go Falcons. I hope one day I can meet you, OG. Oh, Shadow. Much love to you, man. Much love to you, man. You know, make a brother feel like somebody. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely think Kyle Pitts is he's a talent, you know. Great rookie year, 1,000 yards with Matt Ryan, right? He was a focal point in the offense. He's not the focal point now. We have some really good running backs, some really good receivers, and he's a guy that Kirk Cousins looks for, but he's not going to be his first or second option on any play, really. So I think people have to temper the expectations of a Kyle Pitts. Yeah, but he's a very talented guy. Falcons for life. Some got to give for our pass rush. I agree. Somebody got to come in. I mean, do we need John Abraham to come in and tutor our guys? I know Judon knows how to rush, but it's the rest of the guys that need the help. I know Grady knows how to get in there, but we can't expect Grady to be doing what he was doing in 2015. It's 2024 now. I mean, I hate to say it like this, but in football years, Grady's an old dog. You know what I'm saying? He's an old dog. He got to pick his spots. He can't be out there going 110% every play like he used to. Grady got to pick his spots now. But Ebiketie, uh, Lorenzo Carter, Malone, like we got all these dudes. Dorless, like we said earlier, we got all these dudes on the squad, but we ain't got one. We ain't got one other than Judon that can give us some pressure, man. I thought Ebiketie was turning the corner a little bit last year, so that kind of made me excited. But I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, bro. Um, Falcon for Life said, got to see jump balls in the red zone to Kyle Pitts. I agree. If we're gonna line him up at slot, or we're gonna line him up on the outside, jump ball. He got 5-6 inches on your average corner. The guy's 6'6". His arms can probably touch the roof of my house without getting on his tiptoes. So I agree. I agree. But like I said again, he's not our first or second option. He's just not, because we got Drake London out there. We got Darnell freaking Mooney. Mooney, give me my Mooney. Yes, we got some playmakers out there. We got Bijan. We got Tyler Algier. Ray McLeod has surprised a lot of people this year. I'm not saying Ray McLeod is a better passing, receiving option than Kyle Pitts. I'm just saying. Um, but we got a lot of options on this team, so I think yes, they can scheme Kyle Pitts some better routes and put him in positions where he could be successful. I agree. Yes, please hit that thumbs up. We at 22. Can we get to 25? Can we get to 25 thumbs? Also, remember, if it's your first time, JD Productions, what's happening, bro? Do you like having Kirk? Come on, man. What kind of question is that? Kirk is invited to the cookout, my man. Kirk is invited to the cookout. Absolutely. I love Kirk Cousins on the Falcons. Good pickup. A lot of people saying, oh, he ain't worth 100 million, this, that, and the other. What you saying now? Are you still saying that now? Winning cures all. Okay? Get that man his 100 million. JD Production, who's your team? He's a vet. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Um, right. Christy. Christy Lewis, the voice of reason. Vikings fan. Okay. Vikings fan, you miss having him. Sam Darnold playing pretty good though. That scheme don't fit our defense. Yeah, it's interesting because you always see like a the offensive scheme and the defensive scheme, they're supposed to kind of work in tandem, right? Falcons for life. Say for instance like the 49ers, right? They're a ball controlled offense with a more attacking style defense, right? You don't really dictate the terms to the 49ers defense. They come attack you and see, and they make you adjust, right? Falcons aren't playing that type of football right now, defensively. The Falcons are sitting back and having to make the adjustments from what the offense is doing. They're giving up all the underneath stuff to these teams and saying, "Hey, can you make it all the way down the field without making a mistake?" And sometimes the teams aren't making a mistake, and the Falcons have paid for it defensively. And then sometimes we just end up making a play. Okay, Jesse Bates. How many plays has he made this year where he knocked out the ball when the team was driving? He did it last. He did it last week where he knocked out the ball when the running back was driving, almost about to seal the deal. Can Jesse Bates do that every time though, right? Um, Interception. Can we always make that play? Or can we actually get off the field and get some stops? That's what I would love. I think that's the next evolution and the next step for this defense is learning how to get some stops, not being so turnover dependent to get the offense off the field, and not being penalty dependent. You can't count on a false start or a holding penalty or anything like that. Illegal shift, illegal formation. It seems like a lot of the stops we've been getting this year have been due to, the team just putting themselves behind the chains. But I would like us to be a little more, I hate to say attacking because I don't think we should be blitzing a whole lot. But I think we need to blitz more though, because we're just not getting home with the four. Just not getting home. And I think we will have a better understanding of what this defense can do once we get everybody healthy. Troy Anderson is out. Remember, he had one of the best games of his career. The game he got hurt against the Saints. So I think once he comes back, we could start moving pieces around and see. You may see Caden Ellis become more of that joker, more of that guy who's pass rushing instead of playing that traditional like middle linebacker, what he's playing right now, just because we got a lot of injuries. So once Troy Anderson comes back, I think Caden Ellis, I think he'll give us some more pass rushing juice. But yeah, it's just we're trying to find our way, man. We're not a finished product by any means. JD Production said subbed. Oh man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, JD. Glad Kirko is doing good. Sam Darnold. Let me catch up with the chat. Sam Darnold forgot seeing ghosts. Now look at Vikings versus Lions is going to be a good matchup. Absolutely. That's going to be a great matchup. NFC North matchup. We had explosive offense and below average defense the year we went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, yes. But that defense played top 10. Like that second half of the season, that defense was in the top 10. We started out mediocre in the beginning of the year, but that defense was top 10 at the ending of that year. They finished strong. And they steamrolled throughout the playoffs till the second half of the Super Bowl. You know what happened. I ain't gonna talk about it. But we had an extremely explosive offense. Absolutely. Absolutely. But this team doesn't remind me of 2016 simply because I don't think our offense is as potent as the 2016 team was. I think the 2015-16, yeah. I think that team was a lot more explosive. A lot more explosive. We went vertical. That team went vertical. And that team was getting chunk plays, explosive plays, seemingly almost every drive. And it had a prime Matt Ryan. Prime Matt Ryan. He was at his peak that year in the Shanahan system, and I think that'll go down as probably one of the best offenses that the Atlanta Falcons will ever have in their history of the franchise. Yeah, Kyle Shanahan. I mean, as much as people hate the man, he can. He has an extensive uh, offensive bag. He has a plethora of plays, a variety of formations and ways of making you think you know what's coming, and then he'll actually do the complete opposite. So Kyle Shanahan in that aspect is a genius. And that year he was on it. He was on his offensive play calling game. Kyle Shanahan was 2015, 2016. He was on it, man. Everything he called turned to gold. Um, to the second half of the Super Bowl. But yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. Remember when they were switching up Matt from playing the QB position? Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Remember when they were switching up Matt from playing the QB position? I just mean we had a ton of formations, man. Ha ha! Jay Jettas Productions. What's happening with you? Welcome in, folks. Welcome in. Let's talk about this. Can't just be making statements like that without elaborating. Come on and elaborate on that. It's all good, JD. I want to know who's your team, though. J Jettas Productions. Who's your team? Let's talk about your team. You say my team's trash. Okay, who's your team? We'll talk about your team. Oh man. But yeah. Woo! Did did you really just come in here? Oh heck no, we ain't bringing no Vic Beasley back. No, no, heck no, no, no. Did you really just come in here, Jay Jettas, and call the Atlanta Falcons trash? Cause, well, okay, maybe we are trash. Okay, let's just let me now work with me. Say the Falcons are trash. What does that make the Panthers? In the chat, if the Falcons are trash, what does that make the Panthers? I can think of two words. Boo, boo. If the Falcons are trash, the Panthers are boo boo. Okay? In every sense of those two words. Boo boo. So, we could be trash. But if we trash, just remember, y'all boo boo. Boo boo. Hey. So, it's all good. Welcome on in, though. Welcome in. Christy said, remove that goat. Winning trash it is. That's right. Call us trash, brother. We don't care. Hey, we don't care about labels. It's Victory Monday, and you see the Falcon is lit. We lit the bird. We only light the bird after victory. You know what it is. Yeah, just hit that thumbs up. Absolutely. Absolutely. We don't care. We don't I don't care about style points no more. I used to care about style points, man. My boy. Yes, sir. I don't care about style points no more, really. You just get the wins that you can get, man. It's hard to win in the NFL. A lot of these teams over the years have fans confused, thinking you're supposed to get blowout victories every week and all that type of stuff. It's hard to win in the NFL. It's hard to win. So, um, you get a dub when you can get a dub. Appreciate you, Jay Jettis. He just wanted to come in and stir up the pot. That's all. I knew it. I knew it. Much love to you. But what are your Panthers going to do though? That's my question. What are your Panthers going to do going forward? What's the plan? What is the plan? Because it's potentially a third year in a row where you have the worst record in the league. So I just want to know what the plan is going forward. And I'm not even throwing shade right now. I'm not throwing shade because if I was throwing shade, I would like have laid into you, but not throwing shade. I just want to know what the plan is. Uh, you are the first sighting of a Panther fan I've seen since yesterday. Thought y'all were extinct after that game. Just beat the eight. I mean, you know, I seen the Saints fan disappear a lot longer than 24 hours. My sister still haven't called me yet. She said she gonna call me after the Saints Falcons game. She still ain't called me yet, man. That's been 3 weeks ago. Shout out to you, sis. I love you. But you already know I can't stand those Saints. And I've been texting her after every loss. Oh man. The first quarter started out strong. Uh I know folks blame Bryce, but there are other challenges. Absolutely. And I said that at the beginning. When they benched Bryce, I said it's a blessing in disguise for this young man. They trying to put the whole weight of the franchise on his shoulders like he's the problem. And he's not the problem. Anybody who uh anybody who knows football, been watching football for a long time, Bryce Young wasn't the problem. I ain't saying that he's a great quarterback, but I'm saying he's not the worst either. You know what I'm saying? Um, Tank for Carson Beck. Oh man. You know what? Carson Beck. Carson Beck is a Georgia quarterback, right? He's all right. He's all right. I'm just leave it at that. Ah, he's all right. There's some talented QBs in college right now, though. Um, you got Cam Ward from Miami. You got Jalen Milroe from Alabama. Carson Beck from Georgia. My boy, what's that? The guy from Texas, Ewers. You got a lot of talented quarterbacks. I don't know how many of them are going to be really successful in the NFL. I'll be honest. I think Milrow has a chance to possibly be the best out of that group. Okay, I can't forget Shador. All right, Shador Sanders. Um, But I think Cam Ward from the U, University of Miami, he looks like he could be the best quarterback in college football right now. What do y'all think? I don't know if y'all are huge college football fans, but I think Cam Ward potentially could be the best quarterback in college football. Uh, I think Travis Hunter is possibly the best player. The boy played defense and offense, but he got hurt last week, so that might end his chance at being the Heisman Trophy winner. Oh, Jetty or whatever his name is. Yeah, that boy. He's on pace to break Barry Sanders' all-time NCAA rushing record. It's a bad boy. That's a bad boy. Boise State. Boise State does not get a lot of pub- publicity. I don't know why I struggle saying that word all the time. But that kid is having a special season. I agree. He's under the radar. He's under the radar. South Carolina. I ain't got nothing negative to say about South Carolina. They had a really who'd they play? They played somebody Saturday. They had a really good game. They lost at the end. What game was that? South Carolina. Oh, that was the Alabama game. Yes. Yes. Was that the game with the onside kick? Was that game? Or was that or am I thinking about the wrong game? Was that the onside kick game? Um, what was the game with the onside kick? That they got it back and all they needed was a field goal. When I was watching that. Okay, yeah, yeah. That was a good game, man. Honestly, it was the what was it? The fumble, the quarterback read option fumble. That was honestly the game right there. If they could have just keep running that ball when they had it that in the fourth quarter and didn't fumble, I think they would have had game. Sellers, yeah, he just threw it up. I was like, why did he just? Yeah, yeah, that kind of didn't make sense. Didn't make sense. He actually made some questionable decisions earlier too, but I mean it's college. Those are kids. They're kids, man. They still learning. They still learning how to play the game. You know. Yeah, but you can't throw that ball up like that. You had time for at least another play or two. Exactly. Needs to learn. Got caught up in the moment. That's what pressure does. Pressure, bus, pipes. But that was a good game, man. I enjoyed that game. That was probably the first day. Well, I lied. I was gonna say the first day where I sat at home and watched college football, but oh. Okay, let's shift gears real quick. Shift gears real quick. I wanted to talk about this topic. Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley came out. Christy, we are not bringing back no Vic Beasley. Heck nah. Oh, no. We ain't bringing back no Vic Beasley. Calvin Ridley. No. I'm sorry. I mean, hey, if y'all want him, by all means. I ain't trying to convince you. I'm just saying, for me, no. We ain't bringing back no Vic Beasley. Heck nah. Shoot. He, in my opinion, Vic Beasley is the biggest con artist, one of the biggest con artists in the history of the Atlanta Falcons. So Calvin Ridley's extremely critical. of the Tennessee Titans. He went off in his post game interview with reporters saying that the Titans weren't giving him any targets at the beginning of the game. Then when they got down, they wanted to force feed him the ball. And when obviously, like, you're one dimensional, everybody knows you're passing because you're trying to catch up. And he says he needs some bleeping targets early on in the game. And I'll be honest with you, man. I agree. I agree. Will Levis and whoever's calling plays, Calvin Ridley is your best player on offense. Newsflash. It ain't Will Levis. It ain't Pollard. It ain't Spears. And I'm sorry, but it's not DeAndre Hopkins. It's Calvin Ridley. He's your best player. That's why you brought him in and paid him $90 million or whatever you just paid him in the offseason. Why aren't you throwing him the ball in the first quarter? He's not getting the ball thrown in the first quarter. He's not getting the ball thrown in the second quarter. How do I know? He's on my fantasy football team. And I'm just looking. I didn't have him in the game because I knew, like, he's in a bad situation. But I'm like, this dude really got 0 receptions. He got 0 receptions. 0? Going through the third quarter? 0? Oh my gosh. So yeah, he was frustrated yesterday, just with the game plan, which really didn't have him involved at all. He wasn't even getting the ball thrown his way. It was a close game for most of the game, but then Titans got down more, and then they started throwing Ridley the ball, which was funny. Like in the fourth quarter, they were trying to make a comeback, and they just kept throwing the Ridley, kept throwing the Ridley, kept throwing the Ridley. But he couldn't get a catch because he was triple teamed by then. They knew they were going to throw, and they were just asking Calvin Ridley about his frustration, and he kind of went off. He was cursing and swearing. He's basically just saying, like, look, it's not going to work if you don't throw me the ball in the beginning of the game. And then when we get down double digits, now you need me to come save the team, so you want me to get catches. Like, no, I need catches in the beginning of the game too. And I think he had a valid point. The way he said it, I might have not phrased it like that, but he had a very valid point. Very valid point. So, but it was just kind of trending because of the colorful language he used. My fantasy football, Christy, you gotta forgive. You gotta forgive. You gotta forgive. JD said, "Who's your fantasy football team?" Quarterback. Lamar Jackson. I have Lamar, but I'm in a 2 quarterback league. So I have Lamar and I got Kirk. Kirk Coe and Lamar. Christy said, "Oh well, I do not feel sorry for him. Gotta forgive. Gotta forgive. I picked him up on my fantasy team." Josh Allen. Well, he could have a big game tonight. Gotta wait and see. He could have a big game tonight. Gotta wait and see. Uh, Christy said, "Oh well, I don't feel sorry for him." Oh man, that is funny. Uh, Bills Jets. Bills Jets. Yeah, he could have a big game. Josh Allen is usually like all boom or all bust. He's very rarely in the middle. So I think if you get a Josh Allen, which a lot of people picked him first, he went first in our draft. If you're picking that guy, you picking him for the boom with knowing that he could have, he gonna have a few busts in there too. But hopefully he has a lot more booms. Just not against me when I'm playing against him. Well, I know one of his receivers was hurt last week, Shakir. So I think that really hurt him. He had a really good chemistry with that guy. So pretty much just load up on the tight ends, on the pass game, and just focus on stopping the run. James Cook and try to make Josh Allen one dimensional, you know. And I think last week against the Titans, they did it, or not the Titans, the Texans. They did a pretty good job. Yep, went 9-30 without him. Yeah, so they traded away Stephon Diggs. Um, got Dalton Kincaid in there. Got Knox in there. Um, or is it Kincaid? I don't know if his name is Dalton Kincaid, but yeah, you know, I think Josh Allen will be okay. I think he'll be okay. But he is one dimensional. He's very one dimensional. My fantasy team, you know what? We actually didn't play very well yesterday, but I still got a dub, which is nice. I got Lamar. So my team is supposed to be a bird theme. Okay, my team is a bird theme. Um, so I wanted all my players to play for teams that have birds as their mascot. So I wouldn't normally have drafted like this, but I was just having fun with it this year. So I have Lamar, obviously on the Ravens. I got James Conner from the Cardinals. Um, I have Justice Hill from the Ravens. So I do have Austin Eckler because I thought that was too good to pass up. He was on the waiver wire. I'm trying to reacquire Tyler Algier. Hopefully, I will be able to. He's on the waiver wire. I'm hoping I'll be able to get that guy back because I actually did draft him, but then he wasn't really getting any carries. So I was like, you know what? My team, I was started out at like 1-3 or something like that. So I was like, you know what? I got to make some moves. Um, I got the Baltimore Ravens defense. I have Kyle Pitts. I had Trey McBride. I had Trey McBride, but I really didn't want to draft him at tight end because I wanted Kyle Pitts to be my tight end. So I had Trey McBride, Isaiah Likely, and Kyle Pitts. So I traded McBride for Jordan Addison. Got Addison from the Vikings. Um, Calvin Ridley. Uh, who's my other running back? Who's my other running back? I can't remember. That's pretty much my squad though. It's not great, but they do make plays though. Oh, I got AJ Brown. AJ Brown for the Eagles. He came back this week, had a good game for me. So my team's solid, solid. But like I said, I wouldn't have drafted like that had I been like playing in a serious league. Um, I wish I would have drafted Derrick Henry though, bro. That dude is killing right now. Okay, here we go. Aints play Thursday. That's right. They complain of having to play 10 games in 3 days with other players. And we had to play 3 games in 10 days. Ain't nobody feeling sorry for you. Stop whining. Stop whining. So the Panthers content creators that had said everything to us last week have a members only chat this week. Interesting. And I been blocked. Christy gonna talk her crap. They already know. They like, nah. Oh, you know what? I got DK Metcalf too. I forgot. And I got Tyler Lockett. Yeah. So Seahawks, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and AJ Brown, Eagles. Yeah. So my team's okay. James Conner, Kyle Pitts, Lamar Jackson, Kirk Cousins. Yeah. Baltimore Ravens defense. Justice Hill, Isaiah Likely, yeah, Josh Allen, Josh Jacobs, Marvin Harrison Jr., DK Metcalf, Dallas Goddard, TJ, Jared Goff. Oh, that's a solid squad. That's solid. Marvin Harrison is kind of up and down though. Kind of up and down. Uh, Jets defense solid. Goddard, oh man, he had like 170 reception yards that other day. That was awesome. I get a chance to rant tomorrow night with the Lady Birds of the Atlanta Falcon Nation. You know what? Do I have school tomorrow? I think I do. Or else I'd be on. I will be on if I didn't have school tomorrow. But I'll definitely watch it though. I'll watch it when I get home. Y'all go support Christy on Atlanta Falcon Nation. Lady Birds of AFN. I actually went to the I don't know if it was the last episode or not, but it was a couple weeks ago. I checked it out, and it's a great podcast. They got some great guests on there. Christy's one of the guests on there, and man, they have some great conversations, some great dialogues. So yeah, you want some more Falcon content, or if you're just a sports fan and you love listening to sports talk, that's a good watch for you. Very informative, very funny. Yeah, so go check out Atlanta Falcon Nation YouTube. All females, talking Falcons, and football centered. Yeah, I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the episode. Check them out. Check them out. I think I'm about to get up out of here. My device is rapidly losing battery. I hate to end on weird numbers though. I don't know. I'm not superstitious though. But so I'm gonna do 3 more minutes. Well, 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Talk about any topic we want for the last 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Then I'm out of here. Um, I just found out I do have school. I thought I didn't have school today because it's Columbus Day. Who didn't discover anything, by the way. Indigenous people, Native Americans were already here in this country. If you didn't know that, welcome to U.S. history. Stop it with the Big Beasley, please. Shoot, no, nobody wants that con artist. That dude is a con artist. Indigenous Peoples Day, absolutely. Yeah, it got renamed. A lot of people know it as Columbus, but it's Indigenous Peoples Day, absolutely, absolutely. So my grandfather's side of the family, indigenous people. So shout out to that side of the family. Honestly, I've never met them, but I've only heard stories about his mom, who I believe was 100% Native American. So she would have been my great great grandma. Um, so yeah, I got a little bit in the blood. Got a little bit in here somewhere. Maybe I think it's right here. Do you think the Vikings will beat the Lions? Oh, Jay gonna beat the brakes off of them? What? I don't know about that. You said the Lions or the Vikings gonna beat the brakes? I want to know. I think that's gonna be a close game, Christy. I don't know about that. Um, the Vikings gonna beat the brakes off the Lions? I don't know. You know that Aiden Hutchinson injury. Dang, Christy said it ain't gonna be close. That's the boldest take of the day right there. Oh, they 5-0, but they had some close games though. They all of them ain't been blowouts. Um, I think this gonna be a close game, Christy. I think the Lions team is for real. Did you? I think they for real. I think the Lions are for real. I'm not saying I think the Vikings aren't, but I just think it's going to be two good teams playing against one another, and I think it'll be a close game. Oh my god, 42-7. Lord have mercy. The takes get bolder. Um, I'm not saying that the Vikings won't win this game. I just don't think it'll be a blowout. I just don't think it'll be a blowout. But I think without Aiden Hutchinson, he's like the emotional leader of that team. I mean, like the heartbeat of that team, that defense anyway. And I think that's going to take a lot out of them. I think it's going to take a lot out of them defensively. Gets a lot of pressure. Quarterback sacks. Obviously, he was leading the league in sacks with 7.5 through 6 games. So he didn't even get to play a full 6 games. They're going to miss that. Where are they going to get that production from? I don't know. Maybe they make a trade. But I think that's probably, dang, 24-38. That sounds a little better. That's a lot of points. 38 points. Um, I'm gonna do my prediction episode Saturday probably. So I agree with that, Christy. I agree with that. I don't think beating the Cowboys is like a we've arrived moment. I think the Saints can attest to that. They thought they had arrived when they demolished the Cowboys, and all that proved is that they had a soft beginning of their schedule, and they've been exposed ever since then. So, I mean, losing Derek Carr obviously was very detrimental to the team, but I thought Spencer Rattler actually played pretty well for the Aints yesterday. JD Protection say, "What time will you be on Saturday?" I'm probably thinking I'll do a Saturday morning. No, you know what? No, I'm not doing a Saturday morning because I do have a uh Friday night, so I probably won't be up early. So I'll probably do like the Saturday evening, like during the last game of the evening on prime time. I'll probably do like a little stream while I'm watching that game. So let's say around 5 o'clock, 5:30 my time, 5:30 Pacific. So that would be 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Yeah. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, JD. Remember that the Aints beat the Cowpies and Panthers the same way. And they ate one since. I love it. You need to say that tomorrow. You need to say that tomorrow on the AFN. Say exactly like that too. Remember that Aints beat the Cowpies and Panthers the same way. They ate one since. Um, yeah, but I'll do my predictions on Saturday. Um, yeah, this has been great. This has been great. Shout out to the day off. Shout out to all the indigenous people out there. Much love to you. Shout out to I got some family out there somewhere of indigenous people that I don't know and that I haven't met before. So much love to y'all. Your boy let us pray. Maybe we'll get to meet one day. I don't know, but much love to all my indigenous family that's out there somewhere. Um, I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Christy, and always love. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for being a part. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for everybody that came through. We got 22 likes today, for the stream. I man, I'm feeling good. I'm fe- I'm feeling very blessed. I'm feeling very blessed. So thank y'all. Got a lot of subs today. So yeah, we're gonna get to 500 before we know it. So thank y'all. Remember how I always end every episode. Tell those that you love them while you can. You just never know, bro. And sis, you never know what's gonna happen from day to day. So tell your loved ones that you love them while you can. Have a blessed and a prosperous rest of your Monday. I enjoyed tonight's Monday Night Football game between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. Peace out. We out. Yeah. Like the bird. Who next?